now we'll bring up the champion of this year's Firestone Grand Prix, presented by RP Funding, driving the number 8 Husky Chocolate Honda for Chip Ganassi Racing, picking up his 4th career win in the NTT IndyCar Series. First, of course, since the win last May at the Indianapolis 500, presented by Gamebridge, and the second all-time win here at St. Pete for Chip Ganassi Racing. The last one was some guy by the name of Dario Franchitti back in 2011. So long overdue for Chip and company. Led 4 laps, comes home with the win. Congratulations, Marcus.
Thank you.
Johnny on the spot. You were in a position to pounce when you needed to and had to.
Yeah, no, I think we've had a really good weekend from the get-go. I think the whole Chip Ganassi Racing organization has done a tremendous job in the off-season to improve our street and road course package, where we felt we were lacking a bit last year. We went to thermal, tried some stuff there, and we were fastest. And then going here, we were pretty confident we were going to be better than last year. And I think we showed that all weekend. We were fast, qualified 4th, one of my best qualifyings in my career in IndyCar. So that was, a big area where we've been focusing, because we know on race day we can be really strong. And I think today, it was one of those races where a lot of things happen. It seems to be every time it's a red flag, we win a race. So, that's our cup of tea. But yeah, and in the end, I did a bad restart. I got out in the marbles. So I lost a couple of seconds on Pato and had to hunt him down. But I knew our race pace was extremely good. So I could close that gap and put pressure on him. And, he had an issue, whatever happened there, but we were putting the pressure on, and then things can happen. So I think we showed all weekend that we're fast, and it's obviously a perfect way to start a season for us.
Yeah, it's odd, but not odd at all. It's all the concentration. You win the 500 last May. There's so many things come with it. Even during the off season, you're doing some more things. You're in New York a couple days ago. How anxious were you to just get back on track and look ahead to another season, just to see where things would stand? And, obviously not only maybe win another 500 in May, but let's make a push towards a championship in 2023.
Yeah, I was very excited to come here because, yes, it's been an amazing off-season. I got to experience so many cool things and celebrations with the Borg Warner Trophy. And, winning the 500 is a win that keeps on giving. And people were worried, kept telling me, you need to focus and you need to not get carried away. But for me, all those celebrations, all those things I got to experience just gave me more energy, gave me, even more hunger to win more and win again in the Speedway, and also to win that championship. We were in the hunt until the final race last year. We dropped off the last couple of rounds, and I was really disappointed with that. And I put in a lot of work this off-season together with the team to try and understand and analyze and improve. And I think, that for me I was really excited to come here and show that all the hard work we put in can actually make a difference. And I think we showed that today.
Let's take some questions in person. Thank you, Ashley. Nate Ryan.
Nate Ryan, NBC Sports. So, Marcus, I was going to ask about it. Detroit, Nashville, Indy 500 here, all red flags. Is it because of the red uniform? Is there anything to this? What's going on here?
Yeah, it's my thing, apparently. No, but it seems to, when a lot of things are happening, people are making mistakes and things are happening in the races, we seem to be able to stay cool, both me in the car and the guys on the strategy and pit stops and everything, and we seem to be able to get together in those situations because, all the races are very high intensity races. It's not the sort of sport races. A lot of things happen. You need to be ready to, adjust strategy, pit stops or restarts. There's a lot of things going on, and we seem to be very good at that. That's definitely one of our strengths. So, not saying we cannot win without the red flag, but it's definitely been, working for us.
No one's questioning you as a deserving winner here, but I mean, you won Indy on your own merits, clearly, but here, Nashville, Detroit especially, was sort of similar to here, where it seems like when someone has trouble, you inherit it. Would you like to have more wins where it's just hey, I'm just going to the front, I'm staying there, I'm winning the race?
No, but it seems to, for me, whatever I do, people are thinking maybe I don't deserve it or stuff like that. And then, I don't know, I won a lot of races, 4 races now in IndyCar, and been in the top of the championship the last couple of years. So I'm just going to keep doing that. And obviously today, I didn't want Pato to have a problem, but I think, from what I heard, the problem was because we were putting pressure on and they did a mistake or he did a mistake. And that's when these things can happen. I felt bad for Pato, but we were there to pick up on it. If I wasn't putting pressure on and hunt him down, he would have been fine and we would have been second. But we were there right in his gearbox, and then we got past.
And last one for me. Another day when you're kind of under the radar, a lot of guys were angry at each other today. I mean, Colton's mad at Will, and Grosjean is unhappy with McLaughlin. Dixon and Felix had a thing. Are you kind of glad that you're going to continue just
I'm happy
let everybody else be angry?
I'm happy with everyone, so I'm good.
Let's go Bruce, then Patrick, Stefan. Bruce?
Bruce Martin, NBC Sports. As wild as the race was, what was the closest encounter that you had?
I had a couple of restarts when we were going sort of wheel to wheel. I think Scott got by me on one restart when he was on alternates and I was on primaries, and he got by me into 4. And then I think me and Will was banging wheels. I think that was when Colton ended up in the wall, and I was sort of part of that sort of wheel banging for a few corners. And then, to be honest, that last restart, I got a bit caught out with Pato going early, and I just slid a bit wide in 13-14. I didn't think much of it, but I think I picked up some marbles because the next half lap, it was like driving on ice, and I lost, I don't know how many seconds on Pato, and he got that big gap, and Scott was all over me. So that was probably the 2 most tricky situations for me in the race. Apart from that, it was pretty straightforward.
And up and down pit lane, a couple of drivers and some of the crew chiefs were saying they really weren't surprised the race was that wild, that there had been some changes to turn 3. Did you notice anything? Because Scott thought that a lot of it might have been that there was a headwind back over in turn 3 that caused the cars to get a little squirrely over there.
Yeah, it was definitely worse on Friday when the track was green as well. I think there is a little bit more of a bump there in the middle of 3 compared to before. So it's a bit more tricky there, but I think when the track is gripped up, it's become less of an issue. But yeah, it's a little bit tricky. And then also the braking down to 4, I think is a bit more slippery now with the new surface there. And I think that's why we saw some incidents into 4, because it's just quite hard to get the car stopped offline there, I felt like. And that's why, yeah, I didn't try so many overtakes moves into 4 because of that knowledge I sort of gathered in warm-up, because I tried a few times to brake on the inside there and it was very low grip.
We'll go Patrick, then Krista Hardy. Go ahead, Patrick.
First, I'm going to make partially a joke, but you said you feel bad for Pato. Pato actually asked Scott when Scott said he felt bad for him. And do you actually feel bad for Pato?
No, I mean, I think we deserve to win. We did a great weekend. We were there when they had an issue, did a mistake, or whatever that was that happened. Like I said, if he had that 2-second gap that he got after the restart, he could have had that issue and he would have won anyway, because he only lost, like half a second or something. But we were right in his gearbox, and that's why we could get by. So that's racing, right? Things happen. You need to be there until the end. So yeah, I feel a bit bad for him, but I still think we deserve that win.
Do you think you could have got him without the issue? Could you had a little bit of a push to pass advantage, or were we looking at a McLaughlin Grosjean thing down in turn 4?
No, I was going to have a go at it. I think, I knew over a stint we were probably a bit stronger than McLaren. He looked to be struggling a bit with the rears, and I was catching him, and then I wanted to put pressure on him to try and see if he did a small mistake so I could get an opportunity to go for an overtake, because, of course, second is a good start of the season, but win is perfect. So I was going to put pressure on and try and go for it. And like I said, I built up an advantage on the push to pass as well. So I was definitely going to have a go, but yeah, this situation obviously helps.
Would turn 4 have been where you would have taken a shot, or
No.
maybe turn 1?
1 or 10 for me.
Let's go young man in the blue shirt back there. Yep. Chris, and then we'll go Jack.
Marcus, you mentioned the work you had put in the off season. What did you need to fix with Brad, your engineer, to make it to where you're able to start the year off like this, especially with the way last year's championship ended?
We needed to qualify better. 1 lap pace has been one of our weaknesses the last few years. I think on race day, we've been super strong on every type of track on race day, but many times our qualifying average is a bit too low or high for us to really be able to win races. So that's something we focus a lot in the off season on the car setup side. So Brad has worked really hard there and really done some good improvements, because we worked together now for a few years, and he really understands what I need in a car to get everything out of my driving. So he's helped me, and the whole Ganassi engineering crew has helped me to get me a car that I'm more comfortable with over one lap as well. And like I said, I think I showed that in thermal being fastest, and again, qualifying fourth yesterday. So we've made some improvements there, which is very positive. And then me personally as well, I've been working hard on sort of how to focus mentally for a qualifying session and sort of deliver better my max performance. So we've all put in the work and it showed off this weekend.
After the 2021 season, Brad told me that y'all put in a lot of work on improving on the oval. So how difficult is it to work on trying to improve your qualifying here and things like that while not losing any of the gains you had made after the previous offseason?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the game. You need to analyze and sort of figure out your weaknesses and try and improve them, but obviously still work on your strengths as well. That's the hard thing with IndyCar is that you need to be strong on all types of tracks to win a championship. So I think we're gonna be good on all types of tracks. That's the goal, of course. But yeah, it's been a promising start for us, and we need to keep working hard because we cannot relax and say everything is fixed. This was one weekend. We need to make sure we continue in this trend for the rest of the year as well.
Patrick, go ahead with the follow-up.
Marcus, I can still kind of hear in your voice that you feel like you need to defend your wins and defend your record.
Yeah.
When will that go away? You've won 4 races. You won the Indy 500. I mean, when can you just tell them, hey, just look at it?
You tell me.
I mean, but who are you defending it to? I mean, who are you defending it to? I guess is who are the naysayers anymore?
No,
or are there any?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm here to win. I want to win a championship. I want to win another 500. That's our goals. And what other people say doesn't really matter. But I think we've proven last year and the year before that we can be up front and run fighting for championships. So we just need to keep doing that. And what people say, I don't really mind too much. But yeah, it will be an interesting year.
Back to Nate.
I think I heard you talk about this after qualifying yesterday, but can you give us the full story of the fan club with the beanies? Like, who are these guys? Where are they from?
Yeah, I know 1 or 2 of them from there, not from my hometown, but they are like from around there. And the rest, I think, is their friends. And they were here already last year, making a lot of noise. And they seem to come on even stronger this year. And now they have some more to celebrate for. So I think, yeah, they're going to have a good night, I'm sure. I was surprised to see them here this morning because, they were pretty on it yesterday afternoon. So.
Are they going to be any more races? Do you know?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe 500. We should bring them.
I feel like you should know more about these guys. If
Yeah.
they're flying all around the world to watch you race.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like I said, I know 2 of them, know who they are. And yeah, maybe I need to invite them to the 500 now so I can have my own fan club there.
Go ahead, Bruce.
Are those guys the Beanie Boys, or do they have a name?
I don't know what their official name is. Maybe you have to name them there. That.
I think for a lot of today's race, a lot of people expected a former Formula One driver was going to win the race, and it ended up being true, but it was you that won it. And in a lot of ways, just do you feel that you won this race by staying so cool and letting everybody else around you just fry out?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we were definitely not in a winning position to start with. There was a few cars ahead of us. I think we did a good strategy and the car felt good, but we needed a bit of help. And, we were staying cool when other people did mistakes. And that's what got us to victory lane in combination with a good strategy, a good race car, and good driving. So I think it's always like that in IndyCar. It's a combination of things. But yeah, street courses, they seem to be bit more accidents happen than other places, and today was one of those days, and we were there to pick up the pieces.
2 things. What went through your mind when you saw Grosjean and McLaughlin in the tire barriers? And secondly, what went through your mind when you saw Pato have his problem at the end?
Yeah, when McLaughlin and Grosjean was there, definitely helped my situation. I knew a podium was on the cards then. But you're so focused, and I was just focusing on next restart and all that, so I didn't really think much about it. With Pato, I was hunting him down and putting pressure on, and I think it was clear we were faster than him there towards the end. So I wanted to put pressure on him, and then I thought he missed a gear shift or something like that, so I saw him slowing a little bit, but then get going again. So I had to be quick and make my move, and yeah, that was good. And then I was just focusing on bringing the car home because I knew I had a pace advantage on him.
Any other follow-ups? Otherwise, we'll wrap up with Jenna.
So can you just tell us about your day and your hopes for the season in Swedish, please?
Oh, in Swedish.
Well, you know, as you're aware, you're very popular in Sweden.
Yeah, okay. Nej, men det var en fantastisk dag. Jag tycker det var en fantastisk helg överlag. Vi började starkt på träningarna i fredags. Fortsatte igår med bra träning, väldigt bra kval. En av mina bästa kval i karriären här i IndyCar. Det är någonting vi har fokuserat mycket på och försökt förbättra. Så därför var det väldigt skönt att få ett kvitto på det, att liksom vi har tagit steg där. Jag visste från fjärde startruta att vi skulle kunna ha en bra chans till att slåss om segern. Sen var det ett galet race, det hände väldigt mycket grejer. Men vi hade bra strategi, en bra bil. Jag körde bra, inga misstag. Och satte oss själva i en position där vi kunde slåss om segern mot slutet. Körde ikapp Pato där på slutet och han hade något hände, han gjorde ett misstag eller någonting hände med hans bil där för en split sekund och jag var där för att utnyttja det och såklart en perfekt start på säsongen, känns fantastiskt roligt och ska bli spännande att åka till Texas för nästa race. I did everything. Couldn't you tell?
I mean, I understood every word of it.
Hit the translation button. You're good. Stand by. We got some other stuff for you, but congratulations. That'll wrap things up in the formal presentation here. Congratulations, Marcus Ericsson, win number 4 for his career, getting it done here on the streets of St. Petersburg, Florida. Thank you all. Thanks.